Hi, everyone. Just to let you know that we are recording this presentation and we will start in about 4 minutes. Thank you. Good morning, Philip.
Good morning. Sorry, still on mute.
That is okay. I am going to share another screen since we are ready to start.
Okay, are you pulling up the presentation, Becky, or did you?
No, I was going to let you do that. I did give you some, I've got to do a couple of house cleaning items first.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
we should be seeing, you see that your benefits engaged screen? There we go. Let's get started. So Philip, I needed to share some screens first.
Oh, sorry.
I'll let you. I'll kick it over here to you just a second. Thanks.
Okay.
Hi everybody. My name is Becky McGregor, and I am the APS Employee Wellness Coordinator. Thank you so much for joining us for this presentation with Presbyterian Health Plan this morning. Philip Anaya is our presenter. We also have Ann Johnson, our Senior Benefit Analyst, on the phone, and Andrea Biggs, one of our benefit specialists. They will be available in the chat box for you to answer questions. One of the things that we wanted to do today is just kind of go over a couple of house cleaning items real quick. Please make sure your phones are on mute and your computers are muted and your camera is turned off. We will have Q&A time at the end, so you'll be available then to unmute, and also you can turn your camera on as well. Like I mentioned, Anne and Andrea will answer questions in the chat box if you have something. If there's a question that comes up quite frequently, we'll address it together as a group. This is our very specific webinar for the Presbyterian Health Plan. And if you have any kind of questions that are more specific or personal to your situation, then we'll just ask that you hold off at the end, and we can address that after the presentation. And now I am going to kick it over to Philip. And Phil, now you can share your screen.
Now I'll take over. Sorry about that.
Yes, please do. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Can you see it in full screen mode?
No, it's not, Philip.
Okay.
Try it again.
Yeah, let me. We'll do it this way. How's that?
I don't know why we're seeing you and our screen. Do you guys, how is the view for you all right now? Do you see the Presbyterian screen?
I do, Becky. I do too.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Sounds good. I think we're in business. So like Becky mentioned, my name is Philip Anaya with Presbyterian Health Plan. I will be providing some information about Presbyterian and then touching base on some of the specifics for APS. So just a visual here. What I like to start off with is this sort of analogy. So we want you to think of Presbyterian as the picture on the right and not the picture on the left. Obviously, the picture on the left is a bunch of different tools independent of one another. And the picture on the right is a Swiss Army knife with a bunch of the tools that you most commonly need all put together in one package. So thinking of Presbyterian in that respect, you know, for a lot of people, we're not just your health plan, your insurance, but we're also your doctor. We're also a way for you to access the gym membership. So a lot of different ways to tap into those resources and benefits, all put together for you. So with Presbyterian, we're going to talk about some of the quick care everyday things that you can access, some additional low cost or no cost services, and then better care just in case you need it. Not everybody needs to go to the doctor very often if you're pretty healthy, but it's nice to know that you have some additional resources to maintain your health. So quick care for everyday ailments. We have a lot of different resources, especially with the pandemic. A lot of this has been highlighted quite a bit. So a lot of people forget that we have a 24/7 nurse advice line available day or night, doesn't matter what time of day it is. You can call one of our nurses here locally. The important thing is that they're local nurses. So they have on average about 10 years of experience. They work in Presbyterian facilities. So you're not dialing the phone to a call center somewhere else and speaking to a nurse that's not familiar with New Mexico. We also have 24/7 video visits as well as an option for you and your family. And you can use any tablet, smartphone, or computer to access that. 24/7 online visits, similar offering, but here you're actually filling out a questionnaire, and it's going to ask you what your symptoms are, what you're feeling, how things are going, and then it's going to get reviewed by a clinician, and then they'll respond to you with a treatment plan or letting you know what your next steps are. Additionally, we have MyChart. So if you do see one of our providers, all of that is housed in one central location. So your electronic medical record, you can get your test results the same time that your doctor gets, or actually a lot of times before your doctor gets your test results. You can message your care team, manage your appointments, your medication refills. All of that is pretty easily accessible for you. And then the great thing, of course, with all these services is that there's no cost. So you don't pay anything to access the nurse advice line, video visits, online visits, and of course the MyChart application is free. Additionally, there are some more services that we provide. This one is still a little bit newer. I don't think the word has quite gotten out fully, but we do have a partnership with Talkspace. So it is text message therapy, and that's also available to you 24 hours a day. You can get connected with a licensed therapist and start that conversation. And this is really good for you and your family, especially we find the younger population. Maybe you have a teenager in the household who hasn't really opened up or needs to talk to somebody. This is a great resource to tap into. Clickating is another application that we provide at no cost. And this is if you're trying to quit any tobacco products, so smoking cessation, e-cigarettes, all of that. This will guide you through the process and kind of keep track of those goals as you continue on that journey. On to Better Health is another repository online. So there's a bunch of different videos and resources to explore, whether you're looking to get better sleep, maybe you're dealing with some anxiety, things of that nature. That's a resource available to you as well, 24/7. And then again, just like before, all of these services are free at no cost. So you don't pay anything towards your deductible. There are no co-payments for any of these services. They're free to you and your family. Specifically for Talkspace, to sign up, you would just go to the website. We have this on our materials, but I try to encourage people to go to the vanity site, which is the Talkspace.com/PHP. That's where you'd want to go to sign up. They're going to verify that you're a Presbyterian member and make sure that you get that absolutely free. Going on to the next, providing some convenient care for you. Most people at this point are familiar with the PresNow facilities, but just in case you're not, these are 24/7 facilities, and they offer both urgent care and emergency care. So the nice thing about this is you don't really, it takes the guesswork out of the equation for you. So if you're not sure what you're dealing with and how serious it may be, you go to one of these facilities and they automatically assume that you're there for urgent care. If your situation presents itself to be more of an emergency, that's when they'll notify you and actually charge you for an emergency room visit. And they have that technology there. So if they need to do a CT scan on the spot, they're staffed by emergency physicians and clinicians, so they can take care of you right then and there. But you're only charged for the type of care that you're seen for. So if you have that urgent care visit, you just pay the urgent care copay. If you have, it turns out that it's an emergency, then you would pay that emergency care copay. So 2 locations right now. Things have slowed down a bit with the pandemic, but we do have a location that's getting ready to open on the corner of Isleta and Rio Bravo. That'll be coming soon, and then another location in the Uptown area. So some additional resources to just make things a lot easier for you when you go to our website. you can click on the Get Care Today button, or you can go to pres.today. And this is really neat. It's a pretty slick tool that you can access. And what I like about this is that you can input your condition and multiple insurance options. So maybe you don't have Presbyterian Health Plan, or maybe you have a Medicare plan, or somebody that you know has a different type of plan. You can select those appropriate options. Here, for the example, I selected rash, and then I selected that I have Presbyterian Health Plan insurance. Based on that condition, it's going to recommend that I have an online visit or a video visit to address that and answer my questions. And then I could also call the nurse advice line for advice on that particular condition. So depending on the different insurance or the different condition that you put into the tool, it's going to recommend the different options. So for example, if you change this to like stroke symptoms or something of that nature, instead of giving you the video visit and the online visit options, it's going to direct you to go to the emergency room versus dealing with the other options that are available. So just a neat tool to take advantage of. If you're not sure where to go, a lot of people just immediately think I'm going to go to urgent care, but you kind of forget that you have all of these other options available and at your fingertips. Additionally, making things a little bit more cost effective for you. We just know, based on our experience and the everything that we look at with the different tools and algorithms, that hospital care is a lot more expensive than getting seen at an independent facility. So for example, if you get lab work done in the hospital, that's a lot more expensive than getting lab work done at an independent laboratory. So this is just this is a little bit wordy here, but there are some examples about the comparison and the cost savings that you would have. So that really just being a better consumer here, right? So if you and your family learn about these different options and learn how to access care in a more cost-effective way, you are saving money for not only yourself in the long run, but you're saving money for APS, which they can in turn use for your benefits to either enhance those or provide additional services for you. All of this is on our website. I won't go too much into detail with it, but it's really neat because they have a full list of all the different providers. So to just kind of guide you. If you're not sure, well, where can I go to get the cheapest lab work done? And this is going to tell you, I can go to Tricor or I can go to Quest. What is the cheapest way to get an X-ray or my mammogram, Radiology Associates? So a plethora of information about this on the website, again, just to kind of guide you and assist you in being a better consumer with your healthcare. Going on here to your benefits. So Presbyterian will continue to offer the exclusive provider organization plan, or what's called an EPO plan. We don't expect you to remember that. There won't be a quiz on that for you. But some minor changes to the benefits. The plan is pretty straightforward and easy to understand. So before in the years past, you did have a multi-tier plan or a 3-tier plan, and it had separate deductibles and out-of-pocket maximums for each of the 3 tiers. And we know that for some people that wasn't always easy to understand, but this is a little bit more straightforward, similar to an HMO type plan that you would see. Another thing just to remind people of on our EPO plan is that there's no elective coverage outside of the Presbyterian network. So just keeping that in mind. You will still have coverage for emergency care, urgent care, and other unique services that are approved. Maybe it's a specialized service that we don't offer here, like a heart transplant. we would definitely work with you to coordinate that care and get it approved at an appropriate facility. Also, just to remind everybody as well, you have the same network of doctors on the plan, including access to UNM Medical Group and UNM Hospital. And then additionally, we have an agreement with Optum. So if you see an Optum provider, they were formerly known as Albuquerque Health Partners or DaVita, all of those doctors and providers are in network for you as well. And then we do get quite a bit of questions on this, but you do have access to the fitness membership or the gym benefit, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. At a glance, just comparing what has changed from the current year, starting and what's upcoming here on January the 1st. So the deductibles and the coinsurance that you pay and the out-of-pocket maximums are all remaining the same. So there are no changes for any of that. There are some changes to the behavioral health services, substance use, and the allergy benefits. So specifically, a really great enhancement that comes along with that. So before you would have these different co-payments, if for behavioral health, if you were seeing, let's say, a therapist or psychologist or somebody in that field or that specialty, now all of those services are provided to you and your family at no charge. The same here for substance use. So if somebody's getting treatment for that and they're seeing a provider or they're going to a residential treatment center, all of those services are now provided at no charge starting in January. And then for the allergy benefit, there used to be a $10 copayment for allergy testing and treatment. A little bit of a trade-off there. Now that'll be a $50 copayment, and that's really for the office visit. So when you go in to see your allergist, you would have that $50 copayment, and that's more in alignment anyhow with what you would pay to see a specialist. But for the injections and the extract, you would have a $10 copay for those services as well. So some pretty minor changes for next year. Everything else on the benefit plan is remaining the same. And then for a complete summary of the benefits, all that is provided to you on your internet and your intranet. And I know APS does a really good job of doing a side-by-side comparison for you. Going on to the Fitness Pass, pretty popular benefit, and especially as people become aware that they can take advantage of this through being a Presbyterian member. So you, to sign up, if you're interested, you would pay a $12.50 per month fee to access the Fitness Pass. And that's for you and anybody over the age of 18 on your medical plan. They would be eligible to sign up as well. Enrollment is open year-round. So if you haven't taken advantage of this, you can sign up today. It is effective the first of the following month. So if you were to sign up today and log into the website and elect the benefit, that would become effective for you on October the 1st. Once you're enrolled and committed to the Fitness Pass through the remainder of the calendar year. And then in the fall or later in the year, you'll be notified if you want to re-enroll for the upcoming year. So again, just you'd have to re-enroll each year to keep the benefit and maintain it. So there are over 10,000 different fitness facilities that you can access. It's more of a network of gyms. So you're not really tied to a specific gym or facility. So if you wanted to go to Define Fitness one day and then go to Planet Fitness the next day and choose the day after that, you can try out all of the different participating gyms. The only one that would cost you an additional amount would be Sports and Wellness, but that's a 50% discount off of their normal rate. So to sign up, you would just go to our website and access your information, log in. If you have not logged into MyPres, you can register and create your account. And then once you log in, you can click on the icons and select My Health Plan, and then Wellness Information, and then click on Fitness Pass. So pretty straightforward. Once you get in, most people, find it easy to sign up. I think so. You shouldn't have any issues. But if you do have any problems, just let us know or give us a call. Another benefit I just want to talk briefly about here is your community health worker resource. So we have community health workers within Presbyterian. They're a great team of individuals that really focus on creative ways to help you and your family. So maybe, you have unique circumstances and you could be the caretaker for an elderly adult, or you have foster children, stepchildren, whatever the case may be. They can help you tap into a bunch of different resources, not just medically related, but they have resources for utilities and food services, just to name a few. I won't go through the whole list, but just keep in mind that you have this available to you, or if you know somebody that could maybe benefit from this, I would just encourage you to pass along the information, give them the email or the phone number, and have them reach out. So with all that said, this is a little bit of a brag slide, just a few accolades here. We really focus on providing top-notch care and treatment options for you here locally in New Mexico, so you don't have to travel when you don't need to. If you can take care of everything here and be close to your family, that's really the most important thing that we want to focus on for you. So going back to that visual of the Swiss Army knife, so again, kind of pitting all of those different resources and benefits together. So we're not just your health plan or your insurance. We're, a lot of times the hospital or the facility that you're going to go to and the doctor that you're going to see. So all of that being integrated and interconnected, we feel makes it a lot more convenient and easier to use. We are locally owned and operated. We don't have a board of directors or stocks, anything of that nature, which is nice to know, because all of the additional profit at the end of the year just gets reinvested back into New Mexico, so we can improve those services, expand our hospitals, hire additional doctors, and make it easier for you to access care. So I know a lot of information with the different topics that we touched base on today. So again, if you do have any questions, we do have a dedicated member service team that you can reach out to. That's the 923-5600, or you can send an email. And we also have information that we'll be updating on our website for the upcoming year with the new benefits. All right, Becky, that's all that I have.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's awesome information. I just have to also send a shout out with the community health worker program. It's really an invaluable resource. I know I have referred employees to that and given that information out. So even if it's not something you might need, if you know of anybody who does and is on Pres, it's a great resource. I'm going to open it up for questions before we go into my closing reminders. I would love for you all just to be able to ask Phil some questions. And we did have a question in the chat box. Galisa asked if the FSA account covers the Fitness Pass. And as far as I know, to my knowledge, it does not. The FSA does not.
I believe it does not.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be an IRS qualified expense for the FSA.
It should be. I'm just saying, but it should. but
we can lobby to change that, but right now I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it on the list and I just double checked it. Does anyone have any questions? What? See, that just shows, Phil, how awesome you did, covered everything. We want to just remind you that you can find the comparison charts. I put the link in the chat box of where you can see the comparison charts. And you can also, that link, you can find the premium payroll deduction sheets. Does each member have to pay separately for the fitness pass?
Yes, they do. So if you sign up for the fitness pass and you have a spouse, that's an additional $12.50 for the spouse. If you have an adult child, that would be an additional $12.50 for the adult child.
Well, I'm going to go to some closing reminders, but if you all have questions, if you all have some questions while I'm doing that, please feel free to, hop in and put those in. One of the things I do want to remind you all of is that we are giving away prizes for you attending. So please put your name in that chat box so that when I do the raffle, you could be eligible to win. We are hosting these information sessions all week, and they are being recorded. They will be on the APS Employee Wellness YouTube channel, and the slide decks will also be on that open enrollment landing page on the intranet. Open enrollment will be completely online this year through Winocular. We want to continually remind you that it is online. We are not accepting paper. We are going to do another webinar to assist you through that process on Tuesday, October 5th at 3:30. That will also be recorded. So come to the APS Employee Wellness Fair. That is Thursday, October 7th from 8 to 3:30, and it's at Bonifacio. This year it's at Bonifacio. So you can get help with that online open enrollment if you need it. And if you need it, if you have any questions, Phil will be there, and as well as our other benefit vendors, benefit specialists, and we'll have laptop stations. So if between now and then, some things do come up and you just need to talk to somebody, we're going to be there on October 7th from 8 to 3:30. We're also going to have vaccinations. That does include the COVID vaccinations, the boosters. We have shingles, flu, pneumonia, Tdap. So we're going to have that available for you all, as well as blood pressure screens and mammograms, a blood donor drive. And we also have a ton of community vendors coming out. It is socially distanced. It is spaced. We have indoor and outdoor things going on. We have fitness demos and a mini farmer's market. My personal favorite is going to be the coffee truck. So please join us on Thursday, October 7th for that day. And I mentioned to put your name in that chat box. This is your benefits engaged, because we really want you to connect with your benefits, and you can do that through a lot of different ways. And so here's a list. I just want to remind everybody we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I put out monthly wellness newsletters. We're always in the perspective. We have a Google event calendar that will keep you up to date with tips and also all of our programming and events. We are on the APS intranet. Right there, you can see where you can find us under Employee Wellness. And we have a very good front-facing aps.edu human resource benefit page. I always want to give a shout out to our webmasters. They're so awesome about organizing all of this information and making it really digestible for you. And so that's how you can find it. Please share this information with your colleagues and engage in your health and wellness. Thank you so much. We appreciate the time you take here today with this presentation. And again, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at employee.benefits@aps.edu. That email is, again, on the screen. And then with that, I am going to conclude the presentation. I will stop recording. Again, I encourage those who might have some more personal questions, they can certainly stay behind and we can work to get those answered for you. And let me just do this. There we go.